Elections. Well, Premier Makhura announced the reshuffle in Johannesburg last night. Now, he's named ANC provincial chairperson, that's Paul Mashatile, as Human Settlements MEC. Mr. Mashatile, who's expected to resign as an MP, is former Arts and Culture Minister and Gauteng Premier. He takes over from Jacob Mamabolo, who will now head the Infrastructure Development portfolio. Nandi Khoza has been appointed Social Development MEC. Well, for more, we're now joined in studio by the ANC's Gauteng Secretary, Mr. Papo. Good afternoon, Mr. Papo. Thank you for your time on the SABC News Desk.
Good afternoon and afternoon to the viewers.
Always a pleasure to have you with us. A second reshuffle in just 4 months. What prompted or what motivated the move at this point, Mr. Papo?
From time to time, the Premier does an assessment of individual departments and collectively in the Cabinet they look at areas of strengths and weaknesses. We as provincial office bearers regularly get reports on these assessments. So the issue is from time to time there needs to be some twigging there and there. It's important.
Of course, implementation and strengthening of the executive are crucial at this point. We know former Gauteng Premier, that's Paul Mashatile, he has a sterling track record in housing when it comes to his work in the Cosmos City housing project. That speaks for itself. But to what extent is it also a move to perhaps win back the middle-class constituency? The ANC did take a knock in the 2014 elections. We saw support sliding by 11 percentage points to 53.59. So is this a move, rather, to win back support in that particular constituency, Mr. Papo?
The ANC is an organization representing all sections of society. It's predominantly a working-class organization with support from the middle strata. So we take very seriously concerns from all strata and classes in society. Our view is that Comrade Paul is going to be there until the term ends in 2019. It's not ending this year. So he has to work until 2019. So it's important that also as a provincial chairperson, for our view, he is back working in the province politically, because he spends a lot of days in Cape Town and only here on the weekend. So for us, we felt he needs to be in the province on a more day-to-day basis for him to be able to work with the team, which is in the Executive Council and our Provincial Executive Committee. We think it's important because ultimately whatever work our team has been doing has been based on the mandate we got in 2014. And that's a mandate to transform, to modernize and reindustrialize Gauteng. So the team which we have had, basically there are very few people who have left cabinet, in fact. Whatever changes is not we have not removed anybody. The only person who's no longer a member of cabinet is MEC Molebatsi. The rest of the people who started in 2014 are still there.
All right. Premier Makhura took some flack last year, October already, when he did the swap of portfolios between the MEC for Social Development, Faith Maziboko, and the MEC for Sports, Arts and Culture, Molebatsi Bopape. Now, there were allegations of misconduct, maladministration, corruption, and so on. There was a forensic investigation launched last year already. Can you brief us on the status of that investigation? Because South Africans really want to see some accountability forthcoming.
The investigation is still going on. That's why the Premier said that investigation must be left to conclude. That includes the investigation by the Integrity Commissioner in the legislature. They will table their reports, and obviously the Premier will make a determination once the report is actually there.
All right. When does Mr. Mashatile resign, and when will he take the reins of his new portfolio? How long will this process take?
We're trying to ensure that by the end of this week, the process should have been completed. It's an administrative process of actually changing the lists, both province to province and province to national. We are working on it now. We hope by the end of the week the process would have been concluded, and hopefully he will be able to take. He will be sworn in as a member of the Gauteng Provincial Legislature and as a member of the Executive Council.
Well, I can't let you go without asking you this one. Nkandla has become a cloud hanging over our nation for the past few months. We saw the ANC lose support in the middle class constituencies in 2014. Do you think that the president's announcement last night that he will be paying back some of the money for those non-security features, will this perhaps have an impact or win back some of the support that the ruling party lost in 2014?
I think our support in the province is a combination of various things. It's not only, it's many things, because Gauteng as a province also has people from all the provinces. Sometimes they can only vote for national, they cannot vote for I mean, it's a combination, so we can't use Nkandla. But we think that if the issue is going to bring closure to this matter, it's well and good. It's good that the president decides that there must be an evaluation on non-security features by the Auditor General and the Treasury. And then the matter gets closed so that the nation focuses on far, far more important issues of unemployment, poverty and inequality.
Of course. Thank you, Mr. Papo, for your time on the SABC News Desk. Always a pleasure to have you here. That was Mr. Hope Papo. He's the ANC's Gauteng Secretary. Let's move on to some other news now. 3 people were killed when a